Saved for years, finally bought a house. When I went to move in, I found my family trashing it around, so I called the police. I'm Sarah, 28, work as a nurse doing back-to-back shifts at the hospital. For 5 years, I lived in this cramped studio apartment with paper-thin walls, saving every penny I could. Skipped vacations, ate ramen for dinner, drove a beat-up Honda that barely started. Also, I could buy my own place. My family? They're a whole different story. My sister Lisa, 31, married her high school boyfriend Jake right after graduation. They had twins immediately and have been struggling ever since. Lisa hasn't worked in years, claims the kids need her full attention. Meanwhile, Jake bounces between part-time jobs and spends most evenings at the bar. Every family dinner was the same sob story. Lisa complaining about their tiny rental, how the kids share one bedroom, how they can barely afford groceries. Our parents would slip her money under the table, thinking I didn't notice. I drive home to my shoebox apartment while Lisa got the sympathy and the cash. When I finally saved enough for a down payment, I started house hunting quietly. Found this perfect 3-bedroom place with a fenced yard, good school district. The seller was motivated, gave me a great deal. I closed on it without telling anyone because I knew my family would find a way to make it about them. Big mistake telling them at Sunday dinner. I walked into my parents' house that weekend feeling proud, ready to share my good news. Lisa was there with the twins, Jake was on the couch watching football, and Mom was setting the table. I have an announcement, I said during dinner. I bought a house. The silence was deafening. Mom dropped her fork. Dad stopped chewing. Lisa's face went from confused to furious in about 2 seconds. You bought a house? Lisa's voice was sharp. Without telling us? I wanted it to be a surprise. You don't need a house, she snapped. You're single. You work all the time. What's the point? Dad jumped in immediately. Lisa's right. You live alone, Sarah. Lisa has a family. Mom nodded. Those children need space to grow. You barely use your apartment anyway with all those shifts. I stared at them, shocked. It's my money. I saved for 5 years. Family helps family, Dad said firmly. Lisa needs that house more than you do. Lisa leaned forward, eyes gleaming. You should sign it over to us. It's the right thing to do. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Are you insane? I'm not giving you my house. Don't be selfish, Mom chimed in. Think about your nephews. Jake finally looked up from his beer. Yeah, we could really use the space. I stood up, grabbing my purse. This conversation is over. Don't you dare walk out on us, Lisa yelled as I headed for the door. I didn't look back. Drove straight home, hands shaking with rage. The next few weeks were brutal. Constant calls, guilt trip texts, even showing up at my work. Lisa kept insisting I was being cruel to the children. My parents acted like I'd personally ruined the family. I changed my number and moved into my new house without telling them the address. For 2 months, everything was perfect. I loved my space, my quiet neighborhood, my own driveway. Finally felt like I'd made it. Then I had to leave town for a nursing conference. 3 months later, I'm on a business trip when my neighbor calls. There are people in your house, loud music, cars, everywhere. I check my security cameras and my blood runs cold. It's Lisa throwing a full party in my house. 20 people, drinking my wine, kids jumping on my furniture. But here's the kicker. I see Lisa giving tours, telling people, welcome to my new house. She's literally claiming it as hers. I call 911. There are intruders in my home. 20 minutes later, I watch through my cameras as police storm in. Lisa's screaming, this is my sister's house. She gave us permission. Turns out, Lisa copied my keys at the housewarming party and had been using my place as her personal party venue for weeks. She got arrested for breaking and entering. The party guests were mortified when they realized they'd been partying in a stolen house. Best part? Lisa had quit her job because she thought she was getting my house for free. Now she's facing charges, and I changed all my locks. My house, my rules.